Hey, welcome back. In the previous video, we got our first hands-on with Hello World example. We used Create React App, which bootstrapped everything for us, like configuration, server, the code template files, etc. In this video, let's understand our first example in detail. Let's see the folder structure that was created by Create React App for us. First, let's take a look at README file. This file gives some useful information about your project. As you can see, it's saying here that our current project has been set up with Create React App, which we now know. It's also saying here that to start the project, we could execute npm start, which we did. We learned that npm start starts the dev server and runs the application on port 3000. We hit our application and verified that our application is working as expected. This file also gives some useful information on test, build, eject, which we don't have to worry about as of now. Next, we have package.json file. This is an important configuration file which contains useful information like your project information, dependencies of your project, scripts that could be used, the supported browsers, etc. Then we have package lock.json. This file contains the exact versions of the dependencies that are needed. npm generates this file for you and you will not be required to modify it. Don't worry about these files at this point. We will revisit them later. At this point, I just want you to have a high-level understanding of this. Then we have Node Modules folder. This folder contains the dependencies that are required by your project. npm uses package.json and package.lock.json files to decide what dependencies to download and puts them into this folder. Now let's take a look at our example itself. Let me open index.js. As I mentioned before, here we are asking React DOM to render Hello World, right? But where is it supposed to render it? If you look at the next line, here we are also passing document.getElementById root to React DOM.render. Now let's see where is this element root. If you expand public, you will find index.html, and here you will find this div element which has the id as root. So this is where our first element, which is h1, which has hello world text in it, is going to be inserted. And in fact, it's this file, that is index.html, that we saw on the browser. So basically, React DOM.render needs two parameters. The first one is the element that needs to be rendered, and the second parameter is the location where it needs to be inserted. So finally, what gets constructed is an HTML file, which is index.html, and when we execute npm start, it will start the dev server and open the index.html in the browser. Okay, so with that, I think now we have a good understanding of our first example. Let's summarize what we have learned so far before we proceed. So in this video, we took a look at the folder structure generated by Create React App and understood the configuration files like package.json and package lock.json. We learned that npm pulls dependencies of the project based on package and package log and stores them in node modules folder. The document.getElementById root refers to the div tag with id as root of index.html. And finally, when the application is started, index.html will be rendered in the browser.